Today's Sandbox is going to walk you through a process of building a number guessing game and playing around with some of these things. But this final code here, and there's a lot of comments because I'm explaining what these do. There's actually 3 executable lines of code here, 1, 5, and 10, right? Everything else is comments that explain those things. But basically, what it's saying is import random says we're going to extend the functionality of Python. We're going to import what's called a library, and the random library or module is useful for creating random numbers or choosing random things. So I'm going to use random here to create a random integer between 1 and 10. So it's going to come up with a random number called secret number. And then I'm going to get the user to guess a number between 1 and 10. And what I want you to do is create an if, elif, else structure that will look at the secret number and look at the user's guess and try at first telling them, did they guess correctly or not? But once you do that, try to tell the user whether they guessed too high or too low or correct. Okay? So we're going to have, I'll give you a hint, right? We're going to say if, to make that true, that means the user guessed a number that was smaller than the secret number. If I flip this, then the user guessed a number that was larger than the secret number. Now, in this code, where you check to see too high, too low, or you guessed it right, there should be only one if. That's an if, elif, else sort of structure. So try doing it that way. Spend a little bit of time figuring it out. But again, first start with, did they guess it right or not? So if I want to know, did they guess it right or not, what would I replace the greater than symbol with? How do I check to see if it's true that this is the same as this? What would I put here? 2 equal signs, right? The equality test. So if they're the same, if the user guesses correctly, then that becomes true. If the user guesses incorrectly, then it becomes false. Okay? So start out with an if and an else to check to see if they guessed correctly or not. But then see if you can upgrade it and tell them if they guessed too high, too low, or correctly. And there are a few different ways to do it. So there's not just one right way here. There's different ways to put that logic together. But work on that. When you get it, post your screenshot, and that's it for Sandbox. And that's where we're going to stop with the new content today because I want you to spend some time playing around with this.